no secret. It's plain to see. I love you, and you love me. It's no secret. You know it's true. You love me. And I love you. The only time we seem to meet is in the middle of the night. Only then can I feel your heartbeat. Till something's not right.
Well, hello. The show is going to be starting in just a few moments. But in the meantime, if you are new to Fireside, or if you're watching this in replay, we like replay. Well, actually, if you're watching in replay, you probably know how all of this works. But if you are new to Fireside, there's a couple of things you can do. You can react. You'll see during the show there'll be a clap and a happy face and a party thing. You can hit any of those anytime, and we will hear it, and everyone else will hear it. But if you want to use a different emoji, hit that react button, and a whole bunch of emojis will come up. And you can choose the one you want and press send. If you also want to leave a comment, you do the same thing, hit an emoji, and send a text just like you would on your phone. So that's about it, but the show will be starting in a few minutes. And remember, please share it with all your friends and people that don't consider you to be a friend. Share it with them too, because they would love it. Again, the show will start in just a few moments.
Each day I think of you, looking for some sign.
We don't want to do that. Hey, I know you can't see me yet because I was getting ready to make some big mistakes. So you're going to see me in 3, 2, 1. Oh, actually, you're going to see me and Jill. 3, 2,
Thanks for
1.
including me. Ta-da!
Hey, here we
It's
are.
like magic.
How about that? Can you believe it? I actually know how to work this stuff.
That's right.
Isn't that cool?
Well, greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
This is I'm Right,
I'm right.
and I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I am.
So, before we get to, well, I'll say it at the end of the show.
Huh?
I have something
I mean,
to,
but you
to say
like,
at the end of
before
the
we
show.
get to something, and then you're like, I'll say it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say it at the end.
All right. Well, let's get rolling.
All right. Well, we're very excited in this show because we have a guest. Yay!
Yes. We have a
We're
wonderful
coming to her a
guest.
little bit later, and you'll hear all about her and from her. She's quite dynamic, so we're excited
Yeah.
that she's here with us. Tonight's topic is balancing your personal life with your professional life. It's part of a segment that we call where we take a stance.
We have segments and stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Is that the segment?
That's it.
Well,
So I think our stances are the same on this in terms of balancing personal versus professional life. But I must say that when we first met, we would not have had the same answer because one of the things that you said to me when we were dating was that vacations
They
were
said
overrated. It is
overrated.
the only thing about you that I've ever set out to change.
But I told you why I said that.
Because you're a workaholic or were?
No, I didn't. I had to work.
Well, most people have to work.
I was focused on just making money. And I didn't have anyone permanent in my relationship. So there was no need to go on vacations. Really, I did go on a vacation. I went on several vacations by myself.
Did you have fun?
I thought I did until I watched the video that I shot
Oh,
of
was
my
it
vacation.
sad?
It was
a
really
sad
sad. It was a
video?
sad. And I was like,
Aw.
I'm not going on vacation again until I'm in a permanent relationship.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was that.
And so when did you change your mind that vacations were overrated?
When I met you.
Yeah, because like for a while I had like lots of vacation time.
Jill had so much vacation time, and like this is after we've been married for a while, and she had so much vacation time. I had to tell her. I said, Jill, we can't go on vacation every single time you have vacation time, because it was just the job just gave her too much vacation
It
time.
wasn't too much vacation, not at all. Because I still took it, whether you were with me or not. So
Yeah,
I still
but,
took it.
you know.
Well, I want to do some shout outs before we get to our guest.
Shout out!
We have Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Charlie
in our audience.
Charlie special. What's up, Charlie?
What's up?
I listened to your yesterday show today. Actually, I'm gonna send you a text. That's what I'm gonna do. Got some
So you
stuff.
know his number?
I have it.
Oh,
How about that?
How about that?
Remember, I have started to embrace social media. Charlie knows what I'm
texting's
talking
not really
about.
social media.
Oh no,
just
no, but
communication.
I went into all his social media stuff.
Oh,
See, Charlie knows I was kicking and screaming on that, but you know.
okay.
Who was clapping?
Charlie. It was Charlie.
Okay. I was just making sure.
And welcome, Mel. And welcome, Denise. And welcome, Danielle. Danielle, I just sent you an invitation to join us on video because I want everyone to see you before I actually introduce you.
And Mel, I haven't talked to you myself yet, but I have seen you in many other shows, and we'll be talking. You'll see. Oh, and here's our guest.
How beautiful and stunning.
Wonderful.
It's the stunning, the fabulous Danielle P. Jeter. Welcome. Let's give her
audience, give her some love.
Clap
Hit
for
that
her.
clap.
Show her some love. Yeah.
Yes.
So, if you're unaware of who Danielle is, you'll certainly remember her from this point on. She is described as a creative, a visionary, inspiring, and a trusted advisor. She's the founder and CEO of AOI Events and PR, and she's also Women in Media Global. So welcome, Danielle.
Welcome.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Thank you
So,
for having me.
what'd you say?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
of course.
yes.
It's our honor to have you.
We
here.
are blessed to have you
Yes,
here.
we are. So, first of all, tell us, because we have a lot of creators, on Fireside creators in our audience. Tell us what it is that you do that
Yes,
can help them.
absolutely. So, hi everyone. I'm Danielle Jeter, and I'm the founder of AOI Events and PR. And so I help CEOs and their companies land mainstream media features with or without having a publicist on their teams. So I specialize in building notable brands, brand awareness, and credibility for my clients to position them as industry experts. So what I do is I get them major media placements, whether it's newspaper write-ups, magazine, digital media, interviews on podcasts, TV, and radio. So we keep our clients booked, them having the opportunity to share their stories, share their whys, which is a great way to build brand awareness around the initiatives and the movements that you're building. And also a great way for you to just really borrow the audience of these established media companies, where people go every day to get their entertainment, their news, their weather, and then you borrow their credibility while you're building your brand and your business. So most people come to me when they want to build their publicity, they want to get their name out there, and they want to get some media features.
Excellent. Cool. So a question that I often hear is that people don't know what their brand is yet. Maybe they're just emerging. So
that's not
how
good.
No, it isn't at all. So do you help them understand what their brand is?
I would say no. For the clientele that I work with, they tend to already have that in place. They now need to take it to another level. How can I then take this brand that I've built, this name, this company that I've built, and how can I make it bigger so more people are aware of how we're changing the world? But when it comes to you establishing the brand, that's not typically work that we do. However, I do know what to do. It's just not a service offering that we particularly have at this moment.
Understood.
Okay. Well, Danielle, so that's not what you do, but you said you do know what to do and how to advise someone. And our audience, there's some of people in our audience that may not know exactly what their brand is. So is it possible you can give them like a quick, on how to focus in on what your brand should be?
Yeah, absolutely. Your brand is always going to start with your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the passion and the reason that you decided to invest your time, your talent, and your resources into launching this business, into starting this movement, into creating this organization? Your why is a big part of that brand. Is how people are going to connect with you and begin to resonate with the efforts that you're putting out there. So understanding that and staying connected to that that's your heart, that's your passion. And from there, everything flows, right? So another thing that's important when you're establishing your brand, once you know your why, what is your mission? Creating a mission statement that says we want to do these things with this business, and we want to help these people, or we want to make this change, or we want to, whatever that mission is, like what you do, that mission statement is important. And also the vision statement. So how are you going to get there? And how is this going to be measured? What are the statistics and the numbers that you're going to impact by embarking on this journey? So having that mission statement, that vision statement is very important when it comes to establishing your brand. And ultimately, your brand is also you, how you show up and how you, those first impressions that you give off to society and to when you're, in the marketplace and you're meeting people and you're networking. Your brand precedes you. So what is your reputation? What do people say about you when you're in the room and when you're not in the room? So, my advice always comes from a place of, it's not about the colors and the fonts and the logos and the website. It really starts with you and being able to establish that and being able to tell your story, and then showing up in a way that, how do you serve people? How do you connect with people? How do you deal with people who don't like you? This is your brand.
That's right.
That's right.
So building that reputation, and knowing how to deliver your story is the brand at its bare basis.
Cool.
Well, what is your why and what sparked it?
My why is to simply tell your stories. I'm here to disrupt the media industry, being able to insert more positive stories about Black and Brown communities and about women into the news cycle, and to change those negative stereotypes and narratives about our community. My why also involves being able to own media, right? So we are the content creators. We are the consumers. It's time for us to also be the owners. You know,
That's right. Woohoo! I'll applaud for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Build those empires.
So a lot of my why stands around just uplifting positive narratives about us, and then also taking in ownership for us to create legacy and wealth.
So what inspired you to get into this line of work?
I would say following my passion of performance in theater. I'm a dancer. And so I've always allowed that to just lead all decisions that I've wanted to do of my life, because I never wanted to have a life that did not involve the things I want to do. And I don't know why, but at a very young age, I just knew that whatever I wanted, I could have. Whatever life I wanted, I could have. I didn't think that it needed to be something traditional. I just knew that it needed to involve things that make me happy. Because if I'm not happy, I'm not a good person to be around. Like most of us, right?
That's right.
That make her happy so that we all can stay sane around here. So I just continued to follow that, which led me to Spelman College. I danced in the band for Morehouse, and that was amazing. And then from there, I began to really learn a lot about...
Somebody's coming in. We don't want you to lose it on our show, but it's okay if you do.
I got this. But I went into production, and being in theater, we also have to market the shows so that we actually have an audience. And so I began to take a liking to promotion and marketing and production and sales. And that led me to the radio station, because I began to not only just be in theater and producing shows, but then I started to produce events around campus and, for my student body, and just networking experiences and parties. And I said, I could start a business doing this. I like doing events. I love being around people. I love cultivating community and bringing people together for positive vibes. I could start a business doing this. So I launched AOI Events. At that time, it was just events. There was no PR. And so when I launched that, I was about 20 years old when I did that. And from there, I said, I need to establish myself as an expert and authority in this space. This is my 20-year-old mind. I don't know what I said. I need to establish myself, so people know that I am the go-to expert when it comes to events and promotion. How do I do that? Oh, well, let me go to Radio One and intern for Kathy Hughes, who's an established, Black-owned radio network in our country.
Absolutely. The best of the best.
I was there, and the rest is history. I just continued to go, and there I learned a lot about journalism. I learned about media production, how to produce radio, how to produce talk shows, and people began to see me, around media personalities and journalists. And they said, well, hey, can you do some marketing for my business? And I said, well, I don't really offer marketing. And then I was like, I'm onto something here. And I said, you know what? I do offer marketing. And I just...
People will tell you what they want. People will tell you.
Excellent. I'm so happy that you figured that out. Like in your 20s.
In your 20s, yeah.
Low 20s.
Yeah, very young age.
It took me 40 years to figure that out, But I have a question, which is, how does your analytical mind and your creative mind go together? Do they ever butt heads with each other, or have they meshed together?
I think being a creative is a superpower in business, because you can come up with very unconventional and out of the box ideas that will allow you to stand out in the marketplace. So that creativity is valuable, in entrepreneurship. And then when it comes to the analytical side of things, it's a really good question. I wouldn't say that they, kind of get in each other's way. I think that they both have its place. Now, I will say that as you are building the business, you're in the business, and you might still be working in your business. You become a little bit more analytical than you are creative, and so I have to constantly charge my creativity so I don't get stuck or get too just what's the word I'm looking, influenced by trends and what everybody else is doing. I never really wanted to do what everybody else is doing. I've always wanted to like be unique and stand out. So tapping into your creativity and not just being like let me just be a copycat, be a trendsetter, not a trend follower.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep your own voice.
Yes.
Very important to keep your own voice.
Yes. Yes.
Don't let anything else dilute it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when in my introduction of you, I called you a trusted advisor. Can you name some of the people you've advised and worked with?
Yeah, so many. I know I have to get better at answering this question. People always ask, well, who have you worked with and what have you done? But it's just like over so many years, just do the work.
We gonna get you a cheat sheet. That's what we gonna get you. You looking at your hand.
So I've had, one of the biggest honors I've had was to advise a lot of our elected officials. So at about 26 or 25, I was an appointed commissioner for our governor in Pennsylvania, Governor Tom Wolf. And I sat on his commission for about 6 years and I advised him. I was the youngest person in the state to be on that appointment. And that was an honor to do, for my voice to be heard, for me to be the representation of young Black women in my city. So that was awesome to do. I've had the opportunity to also advise our mayor, so I think, some of the wisest politicians are those who surround themselves with wise counsel who don't always look like them, but who represents the people in the community so that they can make sure that they understand what is a need as a public servant. So that has been really great. There was another organization that was very impactful for my career. They're called Be Me, Black Male Engagement. They've rebranded since, but I started out as their local publicist in Philadelphia and then quickly became their national publicist. Again, I was in my 20s doing this work. So I've represented what they were doing, which is really amplifying the positive stories and the work of Black men all over the country. It was an honor to be amongst, top tier Black male leaders in our country and to grow their brands, represent them in the media and the PR, and just to be a great vessel in that movement was extremely valuable for me. So that was really, really awesome. And then, what's even more honorable is the fact that I've been able to teach and guest lecture and at so many colleges, at so many universities and schools across our country that the educators see me, a value I can come in and talk to and impress upon young minds and give them opportunity and to talk to them about my experience, so that has been a great joy too as well. So, it's been a little bit of everything.
But as you started off this conversation by saying it is all part of your brand. I can see how those all go together, so phenomenal. Yes,
Bravo.
phenomenal work. But that makes you sound incredibly busy. So how do you, since we're talking about professional lives versus personal lives, do you have much of a personal life?
I do. I have a very personal life. I mean, a lot.
Wait. Very personal life.
Does that mean private? Does that mean you don't want us to go there with you? No. We can't ask you about your personal life?
I kind of think this is like, it's your personal life. Like, yeah, I'm kicking it with, this person, that person,
it was the
whoever
person that walked in the room.
Oh, look, man, I might have been that person that walked in the room. That's right. Or is your personal life, just, getting a good book and just staying in the house and reading that book but
It's
surely,
hard.
how do you balance the relationship? And I'm not trying to dig in your business.
No, we're really
but-
not trying to pry.
Well, I kind of am. I'm trying to dig in your business a little bit, right? So, do you find it difficult to find someone that is on your level? Because you started very young. In my career, I started very young also, and I found that people my age, I didn't have anything in common with. So do you run into that same kind of issue?
So, I would say that I prioritize my personal life. So, I'm a very well balanced person. So, I have created boundaries and also a routine that nurtures me and allows me to always present my best self. So, and that involves my personal life. Like I told you all earlier in the interview, like I have a passion for dance. That's not necessarily something that I do professionally, but I make space for it. And that's how serious I am. I've always wanted to create a life that made space for what I wanted out of it. So, to answer your other question, when it comes to like meeting like-minded partners or potential, mates, no, I don't find it difficult because I'm also very particular about where I spend my time and where I go.
Okay.
And so, we live in like today, entrepreneurship and business is a like hot topic. And there's a lot of people in this space that are really doing phenomenal things. Young Black companies are, building multi-million-dollar brands and billion-dollar brands. So it's a really great network out here for it. I just know for me, when it comes to a partner that I want my partner to be my business partner too. So I would want someone who's in this space as me, because if not, you probably won't understand.
Right.
We come off as workaholics. We come off as people who are just super focused on the business. And we always think about the business, and we always about the business. The business don't turn off, right?
That's
So,
right. That's right.
a partner who also understands that as well.
Correct.
And that
Right.
to be another entrepreneur.
Right. And then with just friendships, do you find that people, because of who you are and who you know and what you do you find that some people try to climb onto you for that reason?
Yes and no. I would say earlier on, when I was younger and probably a little bit more like social here, there, everywhere type of vibes. I think so, but I'm so wise now. So I
Well,
can
you've been wise for a long time. Yes, you not just now. You've been wise for a long time.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. I can kind of see it, but again, I'm very particular about where and who I spend my time with, because I'm like, I don't have no time to waste. Like, if we're not going in the right direction, or I don't feel as if you stimulate any part of my life, then like I'll see you on Facebook, like, or you could just come out to one of my events that I'm having, but
Right.
so. I have mostly entrepreneurial friends too. I do have other friends as well, but I would say that I probably talk more daily to my entrepreneurial friends.
Sure.
Oh, they're bad. They're bad. Who is that? Who is?
They can show their face.
Who is that? We want to see you on I'm Right. Come on back. Come on back. We're trying to get in your business.
Well, another question related to your career. You're doing so much, and they're like, I see them as like arms and branches of your core. Is there something that you haven't done that you're hoping to do in the future?
Yeah, I want to start my own like well, I've already launched a media production company for Women in Media Global. It's something that I'm still building, so it's in its infancy, but I want to go deeper into, like I said, owning media. So whether that's me buying media outlets, I do want to buy some media outlets, and I do want to own our own distribution network. So that's where the media production will metamorph also into a distribution channel. Just like a Fireside, for example, this is a distribution. This is an app as well as tech. It's all those things. So owning something like that of my own under Women in Media's company, well, with that brand is what I want to do. In my personal life, I want to have children. I want to get married. I want to have a very unconventional life where I travel. I envision like living outside of the country with my children and just, things like that as well.
That's great. That's awesome.
Fabulous.
That's awesome. So one thing that I've noticed with strong Black women, rarely or only occasionally do they get asked the question, "What help do you need?" Because they think they're so strong they don't need any help, But if you were to lay your burdens down, what kind of help would you what kind of help would you want or need?
If I was to lay my burdens down, I definitely want some business partners. Like I want, because I started my business solo, so I was a solopreneur. I did a lot of, all of the building that I've done has been solo. I want to have a competent business partner next to me to help me scale what I have to another level. That would be a burden off my shoulders. Like I feel like a lot more support, with having a counterpart. So that would be excellent.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
So she has spoken, everybody. She has spoken it.
Yes.
So go ahead.
No,
you go ahead.
It's all right. No, I was just going to say, I wish I had figured that out earlier. That's all I was going to say.
Right.
That's all.
Well, what I was going to ask is, are you willing to take questions from the audience?
Of course.
Okay. So, audience, it's time for our next segment.
We have segments.
Do you know what that segment's called?
Jill keeps going back and forth of what the segments are.
It's this segment.
So, what do you think? What do you think? Because I'm right.
Because I'm right.
Well, in this case, we're all right, but Danielle's the one that's most right. Okay, so we have Tammy, Charlie, Sam, and Dave. Hi.
Yes. And well, really, Tammy, I know how I pick on you, Tammy. But being that you want to start your own business, I'm sure you have a question for Danielle.
So I'm going to invite you to speak, Tammy.
Way to go, Tammy.
We love Tammy. She's from
and
the
she's
DC
there.
There she is.
Tammy, would you?
Yeah, I did it to you. Yeah, you know that's what I do.
I didn't. I came in kind of late, so I don't even know.
That's okay.
Okay. All you need to do. This is Danielle, and all you need to do is ask her any question about business, like starting your own business.
Because she's an extraordinary entrepreneur and brand expert and marketing and PR and events, all of that.
I guess what like really motivates you to do what you do, because I know a lot of times we have families and we have our different things that we go through on a daily basis, and sometimes that can be like a setback kind of. Like I have children and they just started going back to school from doing remote school. So I've been like trying to start my own business and try to do something for myself. And because I stopped working when they went to remote school, so I've been home for like a year and a half. But just what motivates you to just keep going and to not let those things that may be I guess keeping you, I don't think it can keep you back, but may slow down the process a little bit?
Yeah, that's a really great question, Tammy. And I am happy that you are also thinking about yourself and making sure that you're a mom and you have people who depend on you. You have a whole family who's depend on you, but you are also very important. And if you aren't well and satisfied, then everybody else will be affected. So I think that's really great that you're thinking about yourself along the way. But I think it's important that we have a vision, and you might need to spend some time thinking about what your life looks like going forward. You have children, right? You'll always have children, and you'll always have family and all these other responsibilities. But what is that vision for your life? What makes you happy when you wake up in the morning? What do you want your day to be? What do you want to see? What do you want to smell? What do you want to do? And creating that vision will allow you to know that you have something that you're working towards, right? So making, the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. When you have that vision, you have something to aspire to, it gives you something to wake up for every day, right? Because you're fighting towards something that you want. You have a why in place of what you're doing this for. And that will motivate you in the moments where you feel low, when you feel unsure, where you're like, I don't know if I want to do this, but then you have this vision. It's like, I want to see this come to life, right? So what is that earth-shattering vision, that thing that you want to do that before you leave here, it's like, this will make you so happy if you move forward and accomplish this thing, right? It brings fulfillment, right? So I always encourage you and everyone, like, do the things that fulfill you and make you happy, because life is so short and you don't have to settle for a routine that you don't want, right? Abundance is our birthright. So whatever you want to go after, you can absolutely make that happen. We all have to sacrifice for what we want, whether we have children or we don't have children. We all have to work extremely hard because the odds have already been stacked up against us being Black in America, right? So all that aside, we all have to work extremely hard towards what we have. But once you have that vision set, write that vision, put it on paper. Where do you want to see yourself in 5 to 10 years? What are those goals that you want to hit? How much money do you want to make? How do you want to live? Where do you want to go? Who's in your circle? What are your friends like? How much money's in your bank account? What are you doing to change the world? Once you have that vision set up, you write it on paper, you look at it every single day. That should keep you motivated to keep going.
Oh, for sure.
All right. All right. Reverend Danielle.
Sure. I love writing, and I write all the time. I be writing God to death. I'm always writing. But thank you so much, and nice meeting you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Oh, wow. That was incredible.
That was.
Ooh.
Tammy, thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Tammy.
For that.
Ooh, wow.
You're welcome.
All right. Charlie, Sam, or Dave, do you want to say anything? Oh, Charlie said yes. All right. Charlie, do you want video?
No, not this time.
Okay, no problem.
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
To us or to Danielle?
First and foremost.
But wait. Look, I got to let you know, Danielle, I met Charlie probably a week or 2 weeks ago, and he is an amazing person, and he has special gifts that will blow your mind. And he is... Oh, see, now he's laughing.
He's laughing,
but it's true.
But he's modest.
He has special gifts that would really blow your mind. But he is also working on building his business with his special gifts. So I just wanted to set it up. That's all. All right, Charlie, you're on.
I appreciate it, Tony.
No problem.
First and foremost, I just wanted to hand you your flowers because this is some Black prestige happening right now. She's from Spelman, and all the things she just said, and she's only 22. That's so dope. So as a Black woman, me as a Black man, extending to you your flowers as a Black woman, I'm so proud of you. Good job. You did such a good job. I just wanted to give you that first and foremost. Secondly, and this is a little off the cup, but are you a Capricorn?
Hey, Charlie, thank you so much for my flowers. I'm actually a Scorpio.
Yo, I knew she was a water sign or an air
That's
sign, but it's definitely. Have you ever had your chart done?
my chart done?
Yeah,
No.
you should get it done. I'm trying to tell you. I promise you, you're probably a Capricorn in North Node. Everything about you screams Capricorn in North Node, Capricorn and MC. Just like how you were talking about determination, the focus, the I don't deal with too many people. I just focus on getting there. Like everything just screamed Capricorn and North Node. I'm a Capricorn in North Node, so I heard me and you, and I was like, oh my God, yes, I feel that. I resonate so hard. Leave me alone. Let me get to the success. Let me get to my bag. So
So where do I go to get my card read?
oh,
Oh,
well, looking for you. If you would like, you can come to me at charliertarot.com and I can do your chart for you. You can just set up a date. I said if you go to charliertarot.com, you can get your chart read.
Lyric Tarot.
Lyric.
Yeah,
Lyric.
Charlie Tarot.
Lyric.
and Charlie is also and Charlie's also on Fireside.
I
What's the
am.
name of your show, Charlie?
Got you.
What's on your heart?
What's on your heart? So all of his information is there. So if you just
Okay.
looked in the app, what's on your heart, and his information is there.
And speaking of information, we have Danielle's link in the fortune cookie as
Yeah.
well if you wanted to connect with her.
Definitely, I will. Okay, so now my real question. This is the real question.
Oh, now is the real question.
I had to get through all that stuff first. Okay, because we all come from a sort of podcasting, and podcasting to me is nothing but journalism. At is just at the rawest form of it all. So the fact that you come from that background, what advice would you have for all of us right here, right now, being that we are taking on a form of journalism? What would you say that we should do to master and broaden ourselves as journalists?
Oh, that's a really good question. Mastering journalism. So we got to do some fact checking, right? There's definitely a thing called primary sources and secondary sources. And I mean, technically, the internet is not a lot of primary sources.
It's not a source.
Nope.
Not a source.
Wikipedia, nope.
So these are all secondary sources because we could just anybody could just put anything up online, right? So when it comes to us really reporting, like we're doing interviewing, we're doing more talk show style. But when it comes to really reporting on what is happening in our world and in the community, we have to get back to the bare basis of research, right? And some of the best research also is really connecting with the subject matter. I see a lot of like mainstream media just doesn't connect with like the subject matter, and they just like saying like all kinds of things and just pushing agendas on people and objections and just so many ideas, and a lot of it's not true and it's extremely misleading, right? So if we are going to take this badge of honor, turn these mics on, turn these platforms on and utilize them, I think we need to be utterly responsible for the information that we put out there, right? It's always great to work with a producer. Producers can do that brunt work for you. A show producer can do the research. They have to put together the talking points. They get the information together so you come through correct. And so, having that, those bare basic things are awesome. And make sure that your distribution, you're extremely very, very serious about distributing your show and where it's going to go and having a plan and a vision to grow the show if that's what you desire, right? I want to patronize Black media. I want to build our own outlets up bigger. The Media Foundation is extremely vital for our community's health and our community's growth, right? So if we don't have outlets to promote our business, our enterprises, and to spread messages across our community for us, we don't have communication, right? And so most media is not Black owned. So let's get back to like being super responsible with like, all right, let's patronize Black media and grow Black media and not always just want to be on like the big old like other stations. You know, I kind of went in a couple directions, but y'all see what I'm passionate about.
No, we're
right with you. We're with you.
I'm going to bring up the green room. You know how we were in the green room earlier? With another Black creator. And here on Wednesday night, we have like, I think it's 5 or 6 Black creators or creators of color on Wednesday night on Fireside. It's like we're all gravitating towards each other, which I think is fabulous, and trying to help each other out. These are the things we really need to do, and stop fighting against each other, as you know we have done. But all of that needs to really end. So, being that you're here speaking so positively
And powerfully.
and powerfully, yeah, what? Oh, I can't say that.
Powerfully.
Powerful. Oh, I can't say powerfully. Okay. Well, cool. But anyway, Danielle, I'm just sending it back to you. All my love, and what you're doing is just excellent.
Thank you.
It's fabulous. So is that part of your vision in Media Global?
Which part?
What you were saying about how media needs to grow and we need to have our own. Is that part of your vision for that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking of like a distribution network. Like I want to create a platform that, you know, distributes, you know, women's voices and Black and brown creators. So I want to be the owner of the distribution network, right? Where the creatives come to and put their shows onto our platforms.
I gotcha. Understood.
Yeah. Hey, Charlie,
Charlie,
I know I jumped in.
Yeah,
on
Tony interrupted you first. Then I did.
I'm guilty.
Hey, it's your show, so you fine.
Well, I apologize.
Was there more you wanted to say though?
Just one more question, and then I promise I'm get off stage. I won't.
Oh, you're fine. You're
Okay,
fine.
so I'm a bit of a philosopher, and I write high rhetoric, and I want to challenge society. And being that you advise politicians, because eventually that's the platform I want to go on to, just challenging society as a whole, what would you advise someone like me to take the steps forward in doing, and how to present that in an effective way where people would be able to not only embrace that high rhetoric, but voice their opinions towards it?
So what are you challenging?
Social norms, social constructs, the way of thinking, and how just modern society is now. And you know, talking on notes of tradition, but also and taken from schools of thoughts that people don't usually stand on when it comes to what is socially acceptable.
So are you interested in like getting legislation changed?
Oh no. Okay, how can I present this? Okay, it might get a little deep, and I apologize if it gets deep to a point where you lose me. Just let me know. But you know, I study things like hermetic law and universal law, and more of the traditional thoughts of like stoicism and things like that. So in my rhetoric, I offer like the ideas of social constructs and what they look like, and whether or not these things actually serve society or whether they're breaking down society. And as you know, right now, it's such a big deal with, you know, everything that's going on with the LGBTQT. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I slaughtered that so hard. But them and everything that's just going on right here right now. And I'm someone that listens to the left, to the right, and everybody in between. But I want to know what's the best way to give that and for people to take it on and more so make a conversation rather than just pushing it to the side.
I think it's best to start local and to start hosting local meetups center around causes and awareness that you're passionate about, and also then finding collaborators that you can kind of create this coalition of other organizations, organizers, and founders who also believe in the same vision, and then having that coalition be a voice, because when there's more together, that speaks volumes. Once you then have this coalition, then you take the coalition in front of, if you need to get in front of a lawmaker or any legislators or elected officials. I mean, really, legislators' job is to create laws. I mean, we elect them into office to create laws. They don't manage the laws. That's the cops. Their job is simply to legislate. So I think a lot of things need to stay out of politics in general. Like there's laws being made and, people, how we govern our personal lives and things like that. Some stuff is going way too far, and it really does mess up societal norms or whatever we want to call normal. But just having that community together and building that community would be the first step for sure to get those voices heard.
Thank you. That was a dope one.
Again, very good. Charlie, I have something to add to that.
Okay.
So there was something on your show that you were going to read, and then you decided not to.
Yeah.
I heard the first maybe 2 sentences of that. So
Are you sure that was Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah, it was me.
'Cause-
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
Charlie.
Stefan did it tonight too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I understand the pressure that was on you. However, I really do believe you need to work on that and then do it. Don't ask for permission. Don't ask for approval. You need to work on it and then do it.
Yeah, because that's actually
Just the way you were going to do it. That's your start.
something I've been working on for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. And when I wrote it, it was something that really resonated with what's on your heart. And I knew when I said it, people would appreciate it and it would start a conversation. But
Yes.
I just got so afraid. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I can't do it. I'm not ready. So no, I really am trying to get to the point
Yeah.
where I'm really trying to show full out who I am.
Yeah. Rehearse it.
Okay.
Rehearse it.
Fair.
Seriously, rehearse it
Okay, I will.
until you envision that you have the audience in front of you, and just rehearse it, and eventually you'll do it.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Cool. I love Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
I
Too.
love
Thank you,
guys,
Charlie.
too. Thank you.
All right. Well, it's time to
It's time
end
to
this
what?
show.
We're ending our show? I don't want
Yes,
to end the
Danielle,
show.
you are phenomenal. I mean, seriously, when I think of phenomenal, not just phenomenal women, but phenomenal people, you are in my mind.
I
So,
agree.
I mean,
agree.
amazing. So thank you for joining us tonight. Yes, please give her a round of
Yes,
applause because
please
she
do.
definitely deserves it.
Yes. What?
Anything you want to say?
Early on in the show, you said you had something else you wanted to say.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
That's yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
remember what
did.
is what is
So
that?
I wanted to know, audience members, did you see Tony's picture? Did you notice
picture?
something different on his fireside profile picture? Did you all notice something
It's
different?
just me.
It's just him. I'm not in it. I'm no longer in his picture. But there's a good reason.
It's good reason.
So next week, I am actually going to go back to my journalism roots
You didn't know that, Charlie. Jill's a journalist.
and interview Tony about his upcoming new show called
Called Poetic People Fighting Racism, double PFR.
That's right.
I'm your host,
That's right.
Anthony Cordova, Tony C., the man about love.
He's practicing his open again.
To make sure it works.
And it's where he's going to use his spoken word poetry to launch conversations about discrimination in the caste system in the U.S.
Yes.
So that
racism in the
starts-
caste system. Yes.
Yes, so that starts on Saturday, this Saturday, but it's every other Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern.
That is correct.
But next week I'm going to interview him after his first show to see what that
Yes.
felt like
So,
for
yes.
him.
Next Wednesday's show will be Jill interviewing me.
Yes. So we're still together. We're still married. We're still a couple. We're still doing I'm right.
Yes.
But his picture will from now on just have him in it. My picture, however, still has him in it, just for the record, just so you know. All right. All right. Thank you again, Danielle. Danielle, I'm going to email you right after the show, okay?
Danielle, you were like a fabulous guest. You're like a fabulous
Yes,
guest.
you could come back anytime you want. So, when you have something new or you just want to talk about what you're doing, you're welcome to come.
Or if you just want to just hang out.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Hang out,
Maybe
yeah,
we'll
that's
find
cool.
that partner for you. Partner / husband.
No, I think that's who walked through the door before. But she's not letting us know.
That's all right. All right.
Keep
all
that
right.
private.
So it's Relationship Wednesday. Next up is How Was Your Day? And that's all I have to say.
That's all you have?
All right. Bye.
Oh,
Bye, everybody.
Gone. Bye. Love you all.
We love you all.
Oh, I guess I gotta do stuff like take us off the stage and all of that. I don't want to.
Bye, Stefan. Bye, David.
Stefan, we did come to your show, Stefan.
That's right, we did.
But you don't look to see whether we were there. Again, we love you all.
Bye, David. Bye, Charlie.
We are